welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a long, hot summer, but finally it's getting to the point where it's starting to cool off a little bit, which means I should be able to get back into the shop soon and start working on some of those projects that I put on the back burner because, well, I mean, when it's hot outside, the shop is just unbearable. It's just, well, very much a sweatshop. And the other thing is when the summer's here, I have a lot of outdoor work to do. I mean, one of my jobs is doing repairs on condos, and there's an awful lot of stuff that needs to be done on the outside. And this is one of them. This is part of a, well, was it 94 unit complex. They all had little bits and things that they needed to have done, and about a dozen of them had to have issues with their screens fixed. In this particular case, one that a rodent was trying to get into and just gnawed some holes. The hardest part about doing this is getting the spline out. I had one once, a little over a year ago, where it was so old that every inch or two the spline would break. And it gets quite frustrating, but that's the only really difficult part about this. This one here only broke, you see those two metal pegs, one on the top and one on the bottom. They're spring retractable, and that's how you set the screen back in. And I guess because they were forced over that, it became a weak spot for the spline. And again, it's not that big a deal. If I wasn't speeding this up 2 times, it would be, I think, about 10 to 15 minutes for me to actually rescreen this from start to finish. So it is the kind of project that anyone can do, as long as you're reasonably competent with tools. And I don't mind a little bit of frustration because it can be a little bit that way sometimes. There you go. Just knock out the bit of sand that came in with the rodents, and we're all good to put the new spline in. This goes much faster, and the nice thing about this sort of thing is it's pretty much self-lining. Just leave about an inch, maybe a little bit more on the outside of the screen. Start in any one corner, doesn't really matter. And then you use this cheap pizza cutter style device. It has 2 sides. I'm going to show you here in a second. The hollow side, that's the one you want because it rides on both sides of the spline and sets it really quite nicely. The other side is pointed. I tried originally when I was first doing splining for screens. Tried both sides, and this is the one that works. You don't need a fancy one. This one comes with a kit. And the funny thing is, the kits are cheaper than buying the spline separately and buying the screening. So just buy the kit. You'll have more than you need. And then, just put it in. And like I said, it's very good. I think I have 2 of these now. When I went to pick up the spline and the screening, because I needed a little bit more. I didn't have quite enough to do all the screens that I needed to do. I saw the price difference, and I said, well, I'll just keep the extra tools. No big deal. And this is 0.14. I find this is the good size for doing rescreening. It fits in nicely. There's a slightly thicker one. But I've never really found it to be necessary. Like this one fits in quite well, and you end up with a nice tight fit. And don't, like I said, don't make her work harder for no reason whatsoever. And once you reach the end, you just snip off the extra bit. Go over these just one more time, just to make sure they're seated properly, and then just use a sharp utility knife and go down the sides and cut off the extra. Like I said, it's very, very easy, very straightforward, and there's no real trick to it, really. And the thing about it, you'll see in the end, is as long as you're starting on a nice flat surface and everything's spread out like this, you don't end up with any kinks in it. I mean, this is a small screen. I'm going to show you in the next clip a much larger one. But even still, it usually starts out, with a little bit of practice, you can get them nice and square and also, flat. Like when you look at the screen, it doesn't look like, there's waves or anything in it. So, it's, like I said, it is an easy project to do, and definitely one that you don't have to worry about, spending money on and getting someone else to do for you. Well, except condos, of course. So there you go. One down. Nice and flat. And nice and tight. Next one's going to be a little bit bigger. There's no real difference in the job, except that there's a lot more spline to take out. And I'm going to see in a second here. Hold on a second. Let's get it past there. Oh, yeah. You can see I'm getting a little frustrated because, yeah, it's after you've done a few of these. I'm not sure what number screen this was. Like I said, I think I had a half a dozen at least to do, and I'm not sure where I was on the recording of this. And also the difference this time is I'm using a fine bladed screwdriver to dig it out. I found the utility knife is just as good, but if you are a little concerned about your fingers, this is obviously safer. But that's about it. And as you can see, where it's breaking is the same as the other one. Whenever it goes by one of these retractable pegs for setting the screen in place, it is a weak spot for them, and that's where they break. And fortunately, it was only at those spots. And then that's it. I'm going to show you. This is at 4 times, by the way. This is much faster. And yeah, it's almost over now. And as I say in the beginning of this, I have a lot of stuff coming up. A lot of projects I want to keep working on. A bunch of table saw stuff. Some projects I have involving some of the equipment that I bring out to work. I've been using a lot of it, and I want to give you updates on some of it because some of it's proven quite interesting in the sense that, well, some of the stuff I did didn't work out, obviously, because you're trying things out. Some of it has actually worked out really, really well. I'm very happy with, which is also kind of cool. And yeah, I'm going to hopefully have a bunch of updates on that sort of thing, and also some more projects I want to work on. Been doing a lot of stuff, and some of the projects I had mentioned way back I want to actually get to. The neat thing about this last clip that you just saw there, as the pizza cutter was going down, you can see it actually starting to straighten out the screen, and that's the neat thing about it. It's like I said, almost self-aligning. And then all that's left is just a quick cut here, and it's done. So thank you very much for watching. Leave comments. Let me know what you think about all this, and if there is any specific style some aspect of a video I've done in the past or a project that you've seen you want to see more of, just leave comments. Let me know what you think. I like input, and I always answer my comments. And well, if you let me know what projects you want, I can steer towards. I obviously can't do everything, but I will do what I can. So anyway, as I said, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now. Oh, apparently there's a tag on that one. And there you go, nice and flat.